Hello there everyone, how's it going? It's Deedee here, and today I'm here to talk about talents. I'm here to talk about talents in regarding arenas, more specifically in the 3v3 brackets. So I guess you guys can say it's something like sort of a guide on towards the talents for arena in the 3v3 brackets. So as you may know, in 5.4 came out, as Warriors got a lot of changes, and a lot of those changes were in terms of our talents. And I guess that now more than ever we are really way more versatile than pretty much ever, and we have a lot of viable options, a lot of really good specs, and I guess that we have a lot of variety to just pick some, and that's why I'm doing this video. So I still see a lot of Warriors, and I do get asked sometimes, what is the best build, you know, what should I spec for, you know, what should I go for in the terms of talents, and that's why I'm doing this video. The thing is, it's situational, it's completely situational depending on your comp and what you are fighting off. So that's why I'm doing this video, and pretty much I'm going to be talking about the three, let's say, more viable specs, which are Bladestorm and Bloodbath, Shockwave and Stormbolt, and Shockwave and Avatar. So what I'm going to try to do here is talk a little bit about these three viable options that you can pick, and I'm going to try to recommend the talents that you should pick considering your comp. So that being said, let's just get started. Okay, so the first build that I do want to talk about is the Bladestorm Bloodbath build, and in the opposite of what a lot of Warriors were saying back in the 5.4 PDR days, this is a very viable build, and it actually is the way to go, and I would really recommend if you are playing with comps such as WLS, meaning with an Affliction Warlock, or TSG with an Unholy Death Knight. I would definitely say this is the way to go. I really recommend Bladestorm and Bloodbath in any comp that is heavily consisted on spread pressure, on AoE spread pressure. It's all about that. You should definitely go for Bladestorm Bloodbath, simply because it's not even if you are with an Affliction Warlock, or let's say a Death Knight, an Unholy Death Knight, and or for example maybe a Boomkin and a Shadow Priest may also work with this. I would really recommend, since your partner is already just spreading dots onto everyone. So this is just a helpful way to also rot the team with them, and you don't really have to worry that much about breaking CC with, you know, Bladestorm or Bloodbath or the dots. Also, just one quick thing, if you are rolling with this spec and you are playing a pressure comp, just bear in mind that Deep Wounds is really good this patch, and you should spread it like you are an Unholy Death Knight. Just keep in mind, refresh the Deep Wounds as often as you possibly can. So that being said, this is a viable comp, and I would really recommend it if you're playing any kind of heavy AoE spread pressure such as WLS or TSG. This next build is the so-called CC spec, the so-called CC build. It consists on Shockwave and Stormbolt, and to be honest, I'm not saying that this build isn't great, but I do feel that I think a lot of Warriors using this not in the right comps at all. But anyways, Shockwave and Stormbolt I will definitely recommend if you are playing KFC. Honestly, if you're playing KFC, which means with a Hunter, this is by far the king spec. I mean, you can do so much with this spec with a Hunter. You have so much control, it's actually insane. So and you can just do a lot of things, like for example, you have a lot of different options. For example, your Hunter can actually trap from your Stormbolt, and you can just fake the scatter, so your Hunter scatters and the opposite team thinks the trap is incoming. They try to beat the trap, but you just kind of juke them and actually make your Hunter trap off your Stormbolt, or just simply Stormbolt after the trap, and it's a very long CC chain. There is numbers reasons why this is the spec to go if you're playing with a Hunter. Other than Hunter, to be completely honest, I would really say that this is the most popular build amongst Warriors, and I would say like the mainstream spec at this moment, but I don't really feel why. I mean, this can also work. It's kind of recommendable with a Turbo Cleave, which is with Announcement Shaman, maybe with Mage as well, but to be honest, I do see a lot of Warriors playing Stormbolt and Shockwave with using these comps, and I do think that there is a more viable choice, and that it will be the next one. And the next and last spec is going to be the good old Shockwave with Avatar spec. So To be honest, I don't completely know why Avatar just got all of a sudden so much forgotten between us warriors. It wasn't even changing, it's still really great, and I still would really recommend using Avatar with some comps. Actually, there is a lot of comps that I would still really recommend using Avatar over Stormbolt, and I will explain it pretty much in the end of the video. But as Avatar, I do recommend really using it if you're playing with a Turbo Cleave, meaning with an Enhancement Shaman, WMD if you're playing with a Mage, a Frost Mage or a Fire Mage, and Kitty Cleave will also be pretty devastating with Avatar. I don't, like I said, I don't really understand why Avatar got forgotten over Stormbolt. I see a lot of warriors going with the CC spec when I don't think they really would benefit that much if they would just use Avatar. I do see a lot of warriors just using Stormbolt and just getting their Stormbolts DR'd and DR'd. I mean, the comps that I just said, Turbo Cleave, WMD and Kitty Cleave, they do function with Stormbolts. I would say that in the end of the day it's about preference, but I do think that Avatar is a little bit more beneficial than Stormbolt, simply because, let's say with the Mage, the Mage already has its stun and you will face the risk of just getting DR and DR, and let's just say that your damage will also just suffer a lot. And don't forget that Arena is still a damage it's still a damage game, you know, you still have to get the kill, damage is still really good, and I do think that a lot of people forget about that and go over CCs too much. Anyways guys, these were my view, this was my recommendations. You may not agree with everything, and that's completely fine. That's why we are so versatile and we have so much viable options. But all of what I said here was based on my experience and from what I've seen into much higher rated warriors work, and all pretty much the comps that I've talked about were only comps that I've already seen working with these specs, and I can definitely see that it is recommendable. So anyways guys, at the end of the day we are a lot of versatile and we do have a lot of options. I would say it would be for the max efficiency, but go for your playstyle, and definitely just, if you prefer one build over the other one, just stick with it as well. And that being said guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video, I do hope that this helped you, and let me know what you guys think actually in the comments. I am interested, since, you know, we do have a lot of options, and I would really like to know what comps and what talents are you using. But that being said guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, a thumbs up or maybe a subscribe would be absolutely amazing, and see you next video guys. Viable, and it really is almost the way to go if you are playing comps such as, hold on, this god damn it, what do you want? I was in the middle of a video, dude. Oh, and I don't even have, oh my god, I just expect to make the video and you do this to me. Alright, I bet the sword and blade storm. Oh, and there's the guy helping me. Well, thanks, I guess. Don't. I'm just gonna fear him. While I'm making videos, you don't do this to me. Full kidney. The guy just... yeah, he's going down. Yeah, that's right. Probably would have died without the Shadow Priest. I'm making a video, goddammit!